PantheonAI presents Fed dissent looms, Nvidia surges, and market volatility rises. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PAI Morning Briefing. It's John here with Sarah, and today is July 29th, 2025. We hope you're ready to dive in.
Absolutely. It feels like there's a lot simmering under the surface today, John. So what are the opening numbers looking like?
Well, it's definitely a cautious start across the board. The S&P 500 is down about 0.48%, sitting around 6374. The Dow is also down about 0.43%, near 44,641.
And the Nasdaq? I imagine it's following a similar trend.
You got it. The Nasdaq has dipped a bit more, down almost 0.78% to around 21,119. And for those watching smaller caps, the Russell 2000 has taken the biggest hit so far, down over 1%.
Wow, okay. So a sea of red to start the day. What about the crypto world? Are they waking up on the same side of the bed?
It seems so. Bitcoin is trading around 117,000, down almost 0.7%. Ethereum is also down about 1.5%, hovering near 3,700. It really feels like a coordinated moment of hesitation.
Hesitation is the perfect word for it. And I think I know why. The big story everyone's talking about is this potential for a historic Federal Reserve dissent over interest rates on Wednesday, right?
Exactly. The headlines are all screaming, these are not normal times. It's a stark reminder that the old playbooks might not work anymore. We're in uncharted territory with monetary policy.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Are we at a turning point where investors need to completely rethink their strategies? Because what worked yesterday clearly isn't guaranteed to work tomorrow.
Right, and while the Fed story is casting this big shadow, there's a completely different mood in the tech sector, specifically around Nvidia.
Oh, for sure. The buzz is all about their H20 chip sales in China. I saw that analysts from Mizuho are incredibly bullish, suggesting this could push Nvidia's earnings per share to around $7 next fiscal year. That's huge.
It's a massive number. It's an exciting prospect, but it also brings up those tricky questions about global supply chains and geopolitical tensions. Is this a real tech resurgence or just a temporary spike of optimism?
That's the million-dollar question. And, of course, you can't talk about market chatter without mentioning Jim Cramer. He's seeing what he calls turmoil in certain pockets of the market.
He is. He's pointing out that while the main indexes look relatively stable with these modest dips, there are some serious undercurrents of volatility. It's a classic reminder that the headline number never tells the whole story.
It really doesn't. You know, it reminds me of that article one saw, looking for the stock market's next big winners, just look for these three numbers. It sounds like clickbait, but the point was solid.
I saw that too. It's about focusing on those key performance metrics that signal real momentum, right? The idea that the clues are often hiding in plain sight.
Exactly. And it all ties together. Whether it's the caution around the Fed or the excitement for Nvidia, you realize the market is just as much about human psychology as it is about analytics.
So true. And that excitement for Nvidia isn't just about one company. A win for them could lift the entire semiconductor industry and have ripple effects on supply chains and innovation globally.
And on the flip side, that potential Fed dissent has sectors like energy and finance on edge. Higher borrowing costs could slow down big projects and tighten up the lending environment. It's all so interconnected.
It really is. And these aren't just U.S. stories. When Nvidia, a U.S. tech giant, re-engages with China, you can bet markets in Asia and Europe are watching every single move. It has massive geopolitical weight.
You know, an analyst I follow had a great analogy for this. He said the market is like a good dinner party. You might have some disagreements, but if you pay attention, you're in for a satisfying meal.
I like that. It's about maintaining a balanced perspective. Another way I think about it is like local weather. Sunny one minute, stormy the next. You don't grab an umbrella on a clear day, and you probably shouldn't panic over every little dip.
Right. If it were all predictable, we'd all be rich and bored. So to recap for everyone, we've got this looming Fed dissent, urging caution. But then this incredible optimism around Nvidia's comeback in China.
And we have Jim Cramer reminding us to look under the hood for hidden volatility. It's a mix of signals that really forces you to think instead of just reacting.
So the big question for our listeners is, how are you processing all this? Are you adjusting your strategy for a potentially rocky road with the Fed? Or are you leaning into the tech optimism?
I think of it like a chess game. You have to understand the long-term strategy, but also be ready for your opponent, the market, to make an unexpected move. That's what keeps it interesting.
Well said. Every day is a lesson, a challenge, and an opportunity. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We hope this gives you some food for thought for the trading day ahead.
Absolutely. Keep those questions coming. Stay curious, and we'll see you back here tomorrow for the next PAI Morning Briefing.
PantheonAI, your information co-pilot.
Because learning shouldn't feel like a full-time job. Take care and see you next time.